Orga's in the house, and our story begins in 1993. A gallon of gas cost you $1.11. Ty Warner USA launched the first 9 Beanie Babies. And national treasure Ariana Grande is born. And this is the year that the Power Rangers came to America. Produced by Saban Entertainment, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers dropped on the Fox network in August of 1993. The show recycled action footage from the long-running Japanese Super Sentai TV series and spliced it with footage of American actors. The show was an absolute pop culture phenomenon, and the intellectual property still holds value to this day. And look, by the time these Power Ranger shows were all the rage, I was already a smidge too old for them. I spent most of my time over on MTV nursing my crush on the VJ Idalis. But MTV had stupid long commercial breaks, and since cell phones weren't a common thing yet, I'd channel flip during those breaks. This is when I would stumble onto today's subject. It was such a curiosity for me then, and it still is today. Look, naturally, the Power Rangers were gonna have some knockoffs. Saban tried to repeat their own successful formula with more American and Japanese hybrid shows. Big Bad Beetleborgs. An American version of Kamen Rider called Masked Rider. VR Troopers. Meanwhile, over at Dick, we got Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. And I don't care if they pronounce it Deek, that spells dick. But TTAFFBH stood apart from all of those shows. First, unlike those other lazy-ass, cost-efficient shows, this show was shot entirely in America. There's no imported footage here. Cocaine! The other big difference is that everyone on this show fucking hate each other.
Get out of my face with that thing.
That's it, girlfriend. No more Miss Nice Girl.
Tattooed Teenage Alien Fighters from Beverly Hills premiered on the USA Network in 1994. There are 4 teens in this group. First, there's Laurie Foster. Sometimes Laurie is written as pretty much perfect.
So Laurie, which one of these are yours?
Yeah, I've been so busy with the debate team and helping out at the homeless shelter. I just had time to make these.
We're told she's a good leader, she's responsible, and despite all of these wonderful virtues, the show likes to identify her mostly as the most popular kid in school and a cheerleader. Although these are facts we're repeatedly just told, with no scenes to really back these claims up.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Being popular can be a grind. Sometimes I wish I had more time for myself.
Oh, and according to IMDb, this actor was 28 fucking years old in 1994. The title is a lie. This is no teen.
See, of the 4 of us, I have the best communication skills.
Next up is another straight-A student on the path to Princeton, Gordon Henley, and I bet you already want to punch him in the face. So next.
Oh, Swinton, you're just upset because I was with your father.
That's not true.
Swinton, I can't believe how jealous you are.
What?
This is Swinton Sawyer, and he's hyper-intelligent. Like, even smarter than the first 2 characters. So I guess everyone in Beverly Hills is a straight-A student? Or is something else going on here? Last is Drew Vincent, who lives with her celebrity aunt and works at a coffee shop.
You've always been independent. You will become Centaur, the breaker of rules.
That's her.
She also seems to be the most mean-spirited of the group in general.
I don't know where I'd be without my soaps.
You'd be better off, prom queen. TV's for slow trains who don't know how to open a book.
I think she kind of also sorta has a catchphrase, because, like, every few episodes she drops the word hinky.
This is definitely hinky.
I don't even know what it means. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. What the hell?
Hinky. But he sounds kind of hinky. Is that hinky enough for you?
Hinky.
Hey, Drew, hinky outfit.
Hinky.
Hinky. Personally, I think hinky really made it work.
Okay, so for you 90s kids, here's a much faster way to summarize the characters. Smart Zach Morris, Kelly Kapowski, Screech, Jesse Spano. The teenage segments do occasionally feel like Saved by the Bell, but without the laugh track, it feels like all the lightheartedness has been sucked out of the room.
Whoa.
Honestly, Gordon, try having a little more self-control.
And what's so wrong with appreciating a fine girl?
In fact, let's try inserting an audience to see if it improves things.
Whoa.
Honestly, Gordon, try having a little more self-control.
So plot! Each episode starts with a quick explainer video to tell you what's up. You see, Earth is a focal point of a whole network of power portals. And this alien ruler named Emperor Garganus wants to conquer the Earth to control the power portals and rule the world. Or galaxy, or universe. They kind of keep changing what's at stake here. After this, we go to the intro, and credit where credit is due, the theme song is pretty damn catchy. Wait, what? Wait, what's that? What? Wait! Slow down! What the? We start with Garganus and his crystal meth Muppet bird, who are just kind of sitting around not doing shit. Then suddenly Garganus has a plan to attack Earth. He summons a monster to— Come on! What the hell is that? There's a robot kabuki samurai! That's what you're gonna go out with on your first episode? By the way, Emperor Garganus is voiced by Ed Gilbert, and fun fact, when he wasn't acting, he was studying beetles, and there's even a beetle named after him. Also, the bird sidekick is voiced by Squiggy from Laverne and Shirley. And if you remember that show, then I asked you to please stop watching my videos, Mom. After that, we cut to the coffee shop that Drew works at, and the show really loves to transition to this shop with the same stock clips every single time. Really, you only see the kids hang out in either the coffee shop, this school hall, or Drew's aunt's house. I'm not kidding, these are the only 3 sets you see the teens in besides Nimbar's lair. So the first episode starts with Swinton getting lectured by his dad because he doesn't want to do a group physics assignment. Eventually the group meets for their project, and you already want to punch Gordon in the face. God damn it, in the fucking face! Swinton arrives, but he's already finished the whole project. That's when a mysterious portal opens that everyone jumps into, as you do. That's when they meet a throbbing alien testicle named Nimbar. Nimbar has failed to stop Garganus before, so now on Earth he recruits the 4 teens to protect the portals. And by the way, Nimbar is voiced by the late Glenn Shaddix, who played Otho in Beetlejuice. Nimbar gives the teens these little blacklight tattoos that flash when he wants to summon them. So wait, these are the tattoos referenced in the title? Nuh-uh. And then they stand on these transo discs and transform into Galactic Sentinels. Wait, Galactic Sentinels? They're called Galactic Sentinels? This whole damn title is a lie! Then we go to a fight setting, which will either be a city or a desert. And this is where 4 completely different actors step in to play the teenagers. And what the fuck with these costumes? What? So that's clearly a wig in a sad attempt to match the other actor's hair. These masks look creepy as fuck. Why does this guy have 1 sleeve? Are those her nipples? The Galactic Sentinels flip and do a bunch of gymnastics, then they each summon a weapon from thin air. Like their color schemes, of course they each have a unique weapon. But even though these weapons are all staffs and blades, the Sentinels mostly use them as fucking guns. Why not start with the guns? Skip the cartwheels, make it easy. And unlike most of these shows, we get to the part where the heroes are overpowered, and they have to combine their energy. That's when they form Nitron in the lowest budget transformation sequence you've ever seen. Nitron has a really cool sword, but oops, it's just another gun. Every fight tends to end with Nitron just blasting the villain, then blasting the air after the villain escapes. And then whenever Nitron wins, they cut to this awkward composite shot of him and I don't fucking know. Also, Nimbar has a whole speech that the power of Nitron is finite, and they must use it sparingly.
The power of Nitron is finite. You must use it only as a last resort.
They use Nitron in practically every episode! These Galactic Sentinels suck! Toward the end of the first episode, we get the caveat. Their identities must remain a secret. As part of that, these 4 kids decide to make the conscious effort to never appear as friends. Wait, what? They can't be seen together, or else everyone will somehow know they're Galactic Sentinels? And the funniest part, they literally hang out together in every fucking episode! These 4 are always together! They may be bickering or tutoring each other, but they're always together! And I have so many Questions. Do the teens still have their real faces under those masks? Where do the teens go when they form Nitron? Are they actually turning into his body parts? Who's controlling Nitron? How come this guy with one sleeve has no sleeves in every subsequent episode? Why wouldn't you want an excuse to hang out with the most popular girl in school? Hello? It's implied that Garganus has killed thousands of Galactic Sentinels. Why can't he defeat these particular 4? You never see anything come out of this particular group that implies they're special from other groups. Individually, you could say that they're really smart, but they suck. They never learn how to act as a group. Even in the pilot episode, there's never a part where the other 3 are like, oh shit, we should have helped with that science project. When they become Sentinels, they automatically have strength and skill, even though they have no training, no camaraderie, no virtue. Yet they keep defeating this Emperor who slaughtered thousands before them. And they do it like it's nothing. Uh-oh, Nimbar needs us. Let's go fight the baddie. Back to our day. The show has only like 10 different monsters. So the Galactic Sentinels never actually kill their foes, even with Nitron. Garganus will make comments each time that the monster is upgraded with a new ability, but the monster will physically look pretty much the same in every appearance. In fairness, some of them look pretty okay. I like this guy, Predator, who's obviously capitalizing on the success of Jurassic Park a year earlier. Every episode where they fight the monster at the end, there's a whole new theme song playing that has lyrics.
Galactic Sentinels, red hot pursuit. Fight on to victory. Galactic Sentinels, that fight goes right. Galactic Sentinels.
There are 40 episodes of this show. They've milked the template I just described and their 10 monsters 40 fucking times. I'm actually impressed with how many different plots they were able to fit into this template. And sometimes the plots can get pretty creative. Like this episode where Garganus is screwing with time, so all of the Sentinels are experiencing time at different speeds.
Be back in a flash.
Say, that was fast. How did you do that?
To what?
Actually, here's an episode I like. That Kabuki robot wants to make a deal with the Sentinels. If they help him betray and overthrow Garganus, he'll leave Earth alone and conquer other galaxies. So the Sentinels have to decide if they want to save the Earth at the risk of punting their problems elsewhere. It's a pretty creative dilemma.
Maybe we shouldn't just pass our problems off to somebody else.
Of course, there's also a plot with the mysterious 5th Sentinel. This James Dean, Philip J. Fry looking motherfucker is Orion, an alien sentinel who lost the rest of his team in a battle and blames Nimbar. Truth be told, this is probably my favorite episode of the whole bunch.
Take notes.
I also got a kick out of this episode, where the teens just out of nowhere decide they're gonna become best friends.
Yeah, we've been talking about it and think it's high time we all were friends.
By the way, of course it doesn't take. But for every creative plot, we get a plot like this one, where the brain monster turns everyone stupid, except for Gordon, because he's wearing a dildo on his head, you see? There's a really weird overall bareness to the show. By that I mean sometimes it feels like these 4 kids are the only 4 people in the world. The city battle set is completely lifeless. No sounds, no people running or even reacting. The existence of the Galactic Sentinels or their battles barely play into the Beverly Hills that exists in this show's universe. Oh sure, there's references and acknowledgements, but all this stuff is usually going on in the background while it's business as usual in Beverly Hills. The show has no second-tier characters that appear every episode, except this freaking bird. Every now and then you'll see a parent or someone else, but these 4 actors are pretty much the entire show. They don't have individual friends that you see regularly, but most of the time I feel like we're just watching a stage play with only 4 actors in it. Yet despite all the flaws I've been talking about today, this show has sucked me in. What is this? Well, I do know a little bit about it. First, I want to mention that TTAFFBH was created by Jim Fisher and Jim Stahl. Between the two of them is decades of writing credits for very notable shows. Both of them come from Second City, the most noteworthy sketch comedy troupe in America. They've worked with some of the biggest names in comedy for my generation. John Candy, Bill Murray, so many more. And along with Howie Mandel, the two Jims created Bobby's World, a Fox cartoon show that ran for 7 seasons and has won several daytime Emmys. These are not a couple of schmucks. These are legitimate writer-creators with very strong resumes. Yet they gave us this show.
I'll tell you what's going on. I want to live my own life. I want to be free to do what I want to do. I don't need to jump every time the blob over there beeps me.
Bob Chapman also worked on the show as stunt coordinator and a stunt double, and this man is no joke. We're talking decades of stunt choreography, visual effects, acting, writing, directing. Bob has stated in an interview that his first job was to teach the flow of the stunts and actions to the Sentinels. The people playing the Sentinels had the physique and ability to compete in nationwide fitness contests, but their stunt experience was meager. Things were difficult for the monster suit actors as well, as they had limited mobility and vision. And most of the time while performing, they couldn't breathe. The suit actors would often memorize the action sequences and perform them that way. Another thing we know about tattooed teens is that the shooting schedule for this show was aggressive. They shot all 40 episodes in just 3 months, usually with 4 to 5 episodes shot per week. Oh, and remember those gun blades? Turns out that strict network standards at the time forbid showing cuts or blood. So the cool swords became laser guns. From interviews since the show, we could see that most of the cast was actually very thankful to be part of this experience. Think about it, you're an actor, and you're hired to be a lead in a guaranteed 40-episode show. And there's no internet yet to chip away at your self-esteem. The actress who plays Drew, Jill Urbach, has since compared this show to The Breakfast Club, stating to the themes are truer to what a teenager might actually have to deal with. And for that, I have to agree with her. Each episode gives you a little glimpse into these kids' lives, and you start to see a lot of general unhappiness.
Do you guys have any idea how humiliating this is?
Gordon, who I really wanted to punch in the fucking face earlier, is actually overcompensating for his insecurities because he's trying to live up to the legacy of his family name. See, his mom is the mayor of Beverly Hills and is often too busy to really listen to him, and you actually start feeling bad for the guy at times. As the show went on, I didn't want to punch him in the face anymore. I wanted to give him a big hug. Also, Gordon grew up to be a sexy hunk, yo! Swinton also feels like he's letting his father down in the same way, and he's having a hard time fitting in at school because he's just so smart that other people kind of drag him down, and that's why he'd rather work alone. In one episode, we actually see that Swinton can look and act cool if he wanted to, but he's actively choosing to be himself. And he also grew up to be a hunk, yo! Laurie is perfect to a fault, and it makes the other team members resent her because they feel insecure.
A very perceptive and mature observation, a confirmation of my selecting you.
Oh, I'm just honored that you chose me to be a Galactic Sentinel.
Talk about buttering up the boss.
I totally get that feeling. When I meet someone who's not a mental head case like I am, I often wonder what the fuck is wrong with them. There's an episode where Drew wonders why they take orders from Nimbar. Good fucking question! I think about this all the time when I watch these shows. Splinter raises the Ninja Turtles to fight his enemy. Professor X often uses his students to fight his battles. I think questioning the leadership is a really good theme to explore. There's a mind erase tool that the teens can use on people who find out their secret identity. But it's not like Men in Black where they put on cool sunglasses and use it as a joke. The teens often have a small moral dilemma when they're forced to use it. As well they should. Who are you to take my memories? Holy shit, maybe one day I actually kissed the most popular girl in school, but then she mind-wiped me. Unfortunately, for every theme the show nails, there are a dozen missed opportunities behind it. For example, at first Laurie is kinda sorta the leader of the group, I think? And if that were the case, that's a nice change of pace from other shows. We could have had Buffy the Kaiju Slayer or something like that. But all this rich storytelling is just left on the table unused. What's it like having amazing powers 1 minute and then going back to being a scrawny nerd the next? That's gotta screw with your sense of self, right? The show kinda looks at the theme and then just kinda looks away. Then there are random moments where the show's like, yeah, let's just jack up the sex appeal. Like this infamous scene where the kids are stuck in some kind of dream realm.
Think of something you like to see.
Righto.
Excuse me?
What the fuck? Can you imagine if the Red Ranger creeped on Kimberly like that and she appeared in a bra and panties? Why does Laurie immediately cover herself and then immediately uncover herself? How did this scene come to be? And please don't let it be that a producer was looking for any excuse to strip Laurie down. It probably was that. I'll tell you what, this show is definitely in the so bad it's good category, but if you watch just one episode, you're gonna laugh at it and say, what the fuck was that I just watched? By binging on this show, I kind of have a bit more of an appreciation for it. Information on TTAFFBH is so sparse. There's no merchandising except for a lunchbox and a thermos. There have been murmurs online of a cartoon spin-off, action figure prototypes, but nothing I can verify right now. But the most dumbfounding thing of all is that this obscure show somehow got an official DVD release. And as of this video, it's only like $7 to $12. If you want to help me make this show a cult hit like I kind of feel like it deserves to be, grab that DVD now. I can't hate on this stupid show, I just can't. This nonsense has charmed me. As a matter of fact, one of my dream projects would be to write a sequel series to it, with all these characters adults. Gordon's some disgraced senator, Laurie's a recovering coke addict actress, Drew and her 9-year-old are just downright homeless. So if either of the gyms are watching this, please hire me to provide you that script and let's make some magic! And one last thing, while preparing this video, I saw an Amazon listing where you could buy the actual weapon used by Apollo on the show. Are there any fans of this show out there who would actually spend money on this? Let me tell you, that person would have to be a real loser.
Oh, when's the next video? When's the next video? When's the next video? When's the next video? Oh, not worth it. Oh, unsubscribe.
Tattoo teenage alien fighters from Beverly Hills.
Some information obtained in this episode I got from this magazine, Tattooed Teen Perfect Guide Volume 1. And yeah, it's Japanese. The one fucking time on this show I cover an American property, and I still had to deal with translating Japanese.